Hello, and welcome to Art Snack. Art Snack is that time of day when we take just a short break from our hectic schedule to talk about art. Oh my God, that is amazing. So he's actually moving. Remember to hit that subscribe button for daily and consistent content. Hello, and welcome to Art Snack. Art Snack is that time of day when we take just a short break from our hectic schedule to talk about art. My name is Jennylynd James, and I'm an artist who enjoys painting musicians, singers, and dancers, and making them come alive on the canvas. With me today is Tavernelle, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, Tavernelle.
Hi, Jennylynd. It's such a pleasure to be here with you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today on Art Snack. Tavernelle, so tell us a bit about how you got started as an artist.
Well, I can go all the way back to around 5 or 6 years old when my dad actually got me involved in art. So I actually learned a lot of the basics in art from my dad. I then continued it into primary and secondary school. And by that time, I had done it for CXC. I know for most people who are familiar with CXC, it's the exam we do in the Caribbean.
Yes, so at the end of high school, you took art.
Correct.
Okay.
So I did it for the GCE A-levels, which is a UK-based exam as well. Yes. And after that, I actually stopped painting. I went into the corporate world. I was working. I went to university, did a normal degree, and there's some reason I just fell back in love with art. I went back to the University of the West Indies, where I did a certificate course. Okay. And from then onwards, I've been painting. Yes.
Wonderful story. It's amazing how art finds us, no matter which turn we take in life, because I have a similar story. I worked as a food scientist for years and rediscovered art in 2009. So similar story to yours.
Well, that's about the time as I did. I did it in 2007.
Yes. Very good. Now, I'd like to show some samples of your work. So let us pull up a few paintings and maybe you can tell us about them.
Okay. This painting you're looking at is actually called Gaslight. In 2020, I did a collection of paintings called Broken Vessel. So this is one of 10 paintings I did then.
Okay.
What I did with Broken Vessels is I actually explored the use of a lot of what you would call man-made light sources.
Yes.
I thought in 2020, for me, I had a very, I would say a sort of a traumatic experience. Okay. I think most of us did with COVID, but for me, some personal experiences led me to believe actually that I was following things, trying to learn, trying to be enlightened, only to find out that what I was following was sort of more misleading than actually helping me out. So when I did Gaslight, I know most people might be familiar with the movie Gaslight, where it's sort of like that flickering lights where you can manipulate, how you feel, how things appear, what things really are. So with this painting, what you would see is that I'm using human figures to depict the gaslight. So you're seeing ones that actually form the vessel, right?
Yes.
And then you're seeing the ones that form the flame of it.
Oh, yes.
So the very bright figures, you see 3 bright figures forming the flame of the gaslight.
Yes.
And then you would see the ones forming that nice old shape. We had that back in the day when you didn't have electricity. Yes, that gaslight. So that's what this painting is about. It's sort of that, when the light is flickering, it's really hard to tell who is manipulating the flame. Yes.
Interesting composition. I like the use of the figures to portray Different aspects of light. Very interesting composition.
It sort of plays on that whole man-made aspect of light, man forming it, creating this. We think it is helpful. It helps to some extent, but it's not, I would say, in my experience, the total truth.
Right, right. Well, thank you. Let's share another painting.
Right. So this painting that you're looking at here, this was also done in 2020. Now this particular one, if you can look at it closely, looks like an incandescent bulb.
Yes.
So it's actually a nice light bulb. So it's, for me, it sort of reminded me, when we always have these light bulb ideas, we have these, it makes you think about things. And again, this was making me ponder, what I was really following, being able to sort of discern where the information was coming from, because it's so easy for us to get information or even get ideas and take it for information. And it's only after a while, once you start discerning where it came from, you get a better idea of what you're following or what you think is actually enlightening to you. So again, in this one, you see the light, the actual, the lumen of the light, the three figures. And then again, I've used the human figures to form the vessel of the light bulb.
Right, I see them.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And what medium is this?
Oh, I primarily work in acrylic on linen canvas.
Okay.
Because of the technique that I use sort of you see a crisscross, sort of like what you would see with pen and ink. I actually use it with paint. So for me, using acrylic, it dries quickly and I'm allowed to blend the colors with several strokes rather than actually simply mixing the colors.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautifully done and very neat.
Thank you so much.
I like the use of the figures to create the light bulb, the frame of the light bulb.
Yes.
Genius. Very good. So let us see another sample of your work.
Okay. So this one may be a little bit harder to discern. And this one was also from the Resonance series. This one is called the oil lamp. I don't know if most people are familiar with the oil lamp.
Yes.
But if you take a close look at it, you would see the light of the oil lamp is heading in that direction, which is sort of more to the left, right? And you're seeing the lights with the human figures. And then again, the vessel of the oil lamp. And the handles are actually made with the human figure as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And I know it remind me of the oil lamp. It kind of went back to the idea of Aladdin. And then those lamps back then when you rub on it, right, it will make all your dreams come true, or you get wishes that you can then become or attain things. Yes. It's sort of like that expectation in the oil lamp lies in the solving one's problems. And so I again played with that whole idea of what we associate the oil lamp with historically, as well as that light source that you think is going to help. But most of the times when we hear stories of oil lamps, it doesn't always go the way the person thought it would go. Yeah.
Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Okay, what is this sound?
This painting is actually from a previous series I did in 2019. 2019, I worked on a collection called Resonance. And this is one of 18 pieces from that collection. Yes, I did a lot of work in 2019. Resonance, this piece is actually entitled Intuition. And when I did this one, I usually would have dreams, I would have inspiration from within. And intuition to me spoke to sort of like that, having that synergy between the mind, the body, and the spirit. So what you would see in this piece is sort of that interplay of three human figures, one representing the mind, which is sort of the bright orange yellow one.
Okay,
then
so
you
this
see
one
the
is mind.
Right, that's mind. Then the one hanging down below is body. It's a dark blue, sort of an ultramarine blue. And then you have the spirits, or the soul, as you would see, was sort of looking inwardly in the last oval shape. And to me, that is what, pardon me?
What size is this painting?
Oh, this painting is actually 36 inches high by 30 inches wide.
Okay.
Yes.
And how long did it take you to create this? Did you have to go back to it many times when you were inspired to create this particular piece?
Funny enough, generally I take 2 to 3 weeks to do a painting. So most of the paintings you've seen before take that time. This one in particular, it took me 5 days.
Oh.
Yes, I am amazed at all within myself. So I just got that, I just had that flow.
Yes.
When I started working on it, you know, sometimes you get that. Usually I would put it down and go away. I was working right through 5 days, and by the 5th day, this one was completed.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And lots of symbols that people can identify with.
Yes, yes, it is.
The mind, body, and spirit. Thank you. So let's see another one.
Awesome. This painting you're looking at here, it's 30 inches high by 36 inches wide. Okay. And this one is called Mystery Salt. It's also from the collection Resonance.
Okay.
Right? And this one was inspired sort of by just waking up early in the morning and just getting this, you know, you get this flash of ideas that just come to you.
Yes.
And once you keep getting it, it sort of just resonates with you that you have to put this down on paper. So what you would see in this piece, I actually have 3 figures. They're interplaying. They're sort of like hanging around, and they're in the bright sort of white and yellow sort of glowing figures. And the glow then blends into the darkness of it. So it's sort of like that. I try to sort of depict that flash of that idea, or that flash of that concept that just comes to you.
Like a lightning
and then you have to try to right. And then you have to try to flesh it out.
Yes.
Yes. That is basically what this one represents.
Yes, it's I can actually feel the glowing of the images from the way it's painted, the way it was created. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, and this piece.
This piece was from the Broken Vessels collection. So it's a 1 of 10. This piece is called Torch. And again, it represents another man-made form of light that you use. And I, you know, sort of played upon the concept of, again, the light and the vessel. So you're seeing the torch, and then you're seeing the light of the torch. And for me, carrying a torch, you know, we've talked about carrying a torch for someone or for something or for an idea or view or philosophy. If you carry it too long, it may lead you to a dark, lonely place. So sometimes you have to be able to discern what is necessary and what is right and what the truth actually is.
And please tell the viewers your success story with this particular image.
Well, I am so happy to let everyone know that late last year, I entered the 9th biennial, Beijing Biennial International Art Exhibition.
Yes.
And this piece was one of the pieces selected for this, and it's actually on right now. It's the 2022 9th Beijing Biennial.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you. It's happening right now in Beijing, China. It's sort of coinciding with the Winter Olympics.
Winter Olympics, yes. And this is a perfect theme, the torch.
Yes, it was so funny, right? Because as I said, 2020 was that year for me to do work that sort of represented this light, play of light. Yes. And the theme for the Beijing Biennial was light of life. Okay. So it just happened that the idea that was going through my head was what they were looking for. So once that aligned, I was able to submit this. It was selected.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, and thank you for sharing your work with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So please.
I haven't been doing many interviews, so this is a really good opportunity to get myself out there. I spend countless hours simply in my studio painting.
Oh yes, that's what most artists do.
Yes, yes.
So tell viewers how they can see more of your work online.
Okay, not a problem. Actually, I sort of showcase a lot of my pieces on Instagram. So every year that I do a collection, I put it up on Instagram. So you can find my handle is at Tavernelle 868 because I'm from Trinidad. So it's TAVERNELLE 868.
868.
Yes.
And
I also So from there, you can also click onto my website. I have a Wix website. So again, just type in Tavernelle, wixwebsite.com, and you would be able to find the complete collection of paintings that I've done for the last, I would say, 5 years of work that I'm doing. And I try to update it and include the pieces that I'm actually working on, well, right now.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks again, Tavernelle. Viewers can see more of my work at jennylyndjames.pixels.com and jennylyndjames.com/art, and on Facebook and Instagram at Art by Jennylynd James. That's Art by Jennylynd James. I also encourage emerging artists to sign up for my new course online. The link will be in the description box. It's called Artist DIY, Helping Emerging Artists to Succeed. To sign up for the course, and remember to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Share with friends. Let everyone know about our artist Tavernelle today. Thanks again, Tavernelle.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.